photo showing a veterans medical center in North Carolina has gone viral, specifically because of how neglectful it seems this particular center is toward the veterans who are seeking medical attention. The photo is difficult to watch or look at, but take a quick look at these veterans who are obviously elderly laying there. Apparently the woman who took the photo and shared it on Facebook said that some of these veterans were just in pain and just left there for hours, and she was upset about it. So her Facebook post included that photo and the following caption. Yesterday, this was taken February 24th of 2017, while in Durham, North Carolina VA hospital, my husband, Stephen McNaman, and I witnessed some very disturbing events. The man in the wheelchair on the left was waiting in the waiting room at least 3 hours. The man bent over, grabbing the chair, was yelling in pain, and was borderline convulsing and almost falling out of his chair. He was in so much pain. No one paid him any attention until I approached a nurse to please check on him. This gentleman sat in the waiting room in extreme pain for hours upon hours with very little attention paid to him. Now, when she posted the picture, I just want to note, we didn't censor their faces, she did. And so she's protecting the privacy and identities of these people. But the hospital actually reached out to her and asked her to take the photo down, but she refused to do so because of the fact that it is going viral and it's drawing attention to a serious issue. And apparently one of the men in the photo reached out to her and said, "You have my support. Please, please, please do what you can to draw attention to this."
So, you know, Ben sometimes says a picture doesn't say 1,000 words, it lies. Because if you just take a snapshot, you might get a misleading sense of what's actually going on. But they didn't, but they were there, they witnessed it. And it wasn't just a snapshot, it was 3 hours. And look, I've been in emergency rooms where some of the workers there have gotten used to a lot of pain and people complaining about pain. Yeah. So you'll sit there for hours when you're in a ton of pain. But we shouldn't get used to it, and we shouldn't be callous, especially if it's veterans who fought for our country. And you know, we talk a big game. All the politicians talk a big game about how much they love veterans. And
Democrats and Republicans.
Right, and they stand for the troops, and they're all about supporting the troops. And then when the troops are, you know, being mismanaged, mishandled, and mistreated, all of a sudden, not a lot of people standing behind them.
Absolutely. It's a perfect talking point when they're campaigning. Just like, you know, all the issues that they talk about and then never do anything about. Up until Trump, actually, no one would ever do anything when it came to immigration reform, comprehensive immigration reform. Trump was probably the only politician who campaigned on it and then actually went out and carried through, or is attempting to carry through, some of his questionable policy ideas. But when it comes to this, I think that picture illustrates the failure of both Democrats and Republicans. First of all, Republicans always talk about how much they care about our veterans, but they have voted time and time again against funding the VA, or they voted in favor of cutting funds toward the VA. And Trump has been very clear about the fact that they want to privatize the VA because it's failing. It's failing. It's failing because you guys keep cutting funding toward it, right? And then also it's a failure of the Democrats because they don't fight. They don't fight. Look, I have so many examples. Bernie Sanders actually authored legislation back in 2014, the Veterans Health and Benefits and Military Retirement Pay Restoration Act. Okay, it was supposed to expand health care and education for our veterans, and Senate Republicans attached an amendment to the bill which would have imposed sanctions on Iran. Fight them, fight them. Like, I love Bernie Sanders for authoring this type of legislation, and he is a fighter. We know he's a fighter. But other Democrats should have been so aggressive. They should have gone on every single cable show and made a big deal about that. Why are Republicans politicizing this issue? Don't the Republicans care about our vets? They say they care about our vets, so why are they trying to make this an issue about Iran, right? Which, of course, is going to lead to division within Congress, and it's never going to pass. And it didn't pass.
Yeah. And they think that it's a cute little trick.
Yeah.
And so I saw for 8 years with the Bush administration, all the bumper stickers as we're sending them to war about supporting the troops. And then I saw them cut the VA. Now, it's all about priorities. So they have plenty of money for tax cuts. They had plenty of money to start the wars in the first place. We've spent several $trillion Now, but remember, a lot of the money we spent goes to defense contractors. So somebody that donated to politicians got really rich off that. But there's nobody that's donating to politicians that are looking out for veterans at the Veterans Administration, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes to that, well, there's no cash in it for the politicians. So it was just a bumper sticker. We were just messing with you. And so
just this week, Cenk, just this week, how much did Trump want to spend on expanding the military, or at least funding more, or allocating more funds to the military? 84 billion, was it?
If he was
I'm
54
sorry,
billion.
54 billion. So yeah, 54 billion. For what? Again, private contractors, weapons manufacturers, but certainly not to fund the VA. Right? The VA is a great thing to talk about when you're campaigning. It's a great way of, pushing for privatizing it. Just suck the funding out of it and then privatize it, which, by the way, I mean, we know what private health care is like in the United States. You want to do that for the VA as well? The reason why public programs fail is because you suck the funding out of it. They're doing it with public education. They're doing it with the VA. And it's so frustrating because people keep falling for it.
Okay, lastly, just a couple more examples of how they do that consistently. For example, they take money out of the IRS, and then so the IRS doesn't have the resource to catch tax cheats. And then they turn around and go, see, the IRS isn't working. We need to take more money out of it. And the reason is their donors are tax cheats. So they don't want the IRS funded because they would catch the donors who are giving them millions of dollars. So, and by the way, Republicans do it and Democrats don't fight back. Why? Because they both have giant donors. So that's how this game is played. And post office, another great example. They do an accounting trick on the post office and devastate their budget. And then they turn around and go, you see that? The post office is running out of money. No, but wait a minute. That was because of a specific bill that you passed. You destroyed their budget. And then they go, no, we got to privatize. It's not working.
Right.
But privatize, now you can send I forget what it is these days, 44 cents or whatever. Now, if I have to send it through UPS or FedEx that's giving you campaign donations, I got to pay $15, $20, $25. What do you mean privatize it? They hate the public option because if it's properly funded, it oftentimes works. Like, for example, Social Security and Medicare, the two most popular programs in the country, and they are publicly funded. They're funded by us. They're a government program, and they work.
Yep.
Okay? And when you slash their funding, then you turn around and go, it doesn't work. Why? Because you want to privatize it so that your donors can get rich. And that's what's happening. And they play these games with our veterans, and you saw that picture, people who were ready to give their lives for us and oftentimes gave their health for us, and they still play these games on them. You can help hire investigative reporters that'll chase down stories no one else will. Be the media. tytnetwork.com/go.